Hello everyone, welcome back to Fight Tonight channel. Haney will eclipse Gervonta Davis as face of boxing, says father. Haney, Haney's father, trainer and manager, is predicting that his son will overtake Gervonta Davis to become the unofficial face of boxing, after he says Devin beats Ryan Garcia on Saturday. Davis and Saul Canelo Alvarez has consistently been the top two draws in the United States over the past few years, and they have jockeyed for position to claim boxing's top billing, at least on US soil. Haney is attempting to further catapult his career and star power by beating Garcia. In order to join the conversation, Gervonta Davis might be over with after this fight, Haney said. After we dismantle and beat up a healthy Garcia at 140 pounds and do some numbers, it might be over with for the former face of boxing, Davis, who says that he can't get the fight. How are you going to be the face of boxing and you can't get the fight that you want? Devin has crossed platforms. We dealt with Steven Espinosa at Showtime. We dealt with Eddie Hearn with Matchroom and DAZN. We dealt with Bob Arum and Top Rank and ESPN, and now we are with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy and DAZN. We did what it takes to make the Garcia fight happen. We broke down the myth that there we are sides of the street. We do it for the people. The people put the target on their backs, and we deliver the fights. Haney Garcia will be held at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Davis has a strong track record at the venue, and Haney Garcia will ultimately be compared to the big business Davis did there in his May 2022 knockout win over Rolando Romero. Additionally, Davis helped drive 1.2 million pay-per-view buys and 22.8 million in ticket revenue for his own fight with Garcia last year. The pay-per-view number for Garcia Haney don't have to be close to Davis Garcia, said Haney. They have to beat the current numbers in 2024. We know the world of the fire sticks happen. We can't judge the past. Let's talk about and beat the 2024 numbers. If we beat any number in 2024, then that says Devin is the face of 2024. We don't go on 2023. According to Davis promoter TGB, Davis Romero was a sold-out show that broke the all-time gate record for a boxing match at the Barclays Center. The announced attendance of 80,917 also set a new record for boxing in the venue. Haney Garcia, meanwhile, has seen a lack of demand lead to price drops in tickets in recent weeks. Clearly, whomever scaled their fight didn't know what they were doing, and it will ultimately cost the fighters a bunch of money. Leonard Ellerby, Davis' promoter, recently posted to his social media account a reference to the live business Haney Garcia has done thus far. Haney agreed to a 55-35 revenue split in favor of Garcia for the gate, sponsorships and pay-per-view percentages. The heavily favored Haney is expected to beat the enigmatic Garcia and defend his junior welterweight title, with Garcia as his dance partner. Haney should also improve under the subpar pay-per-view figures from his fights against Regis Prograis. Whether or not the former undisputed lightweight champion Haney can lure Davis in for a dance after Garcia remains to be seen. Although Davis has fought once before at 140 pounds in 2021 against Mario Barrios, Gervonta insists he is a 135-pound fighter. I don't know what's going to stop a Haney-Davis fight from happening because it wasn't the money, Haney said. I say there was $20 million on the table. Chairman of the Saudi Arabia General Entertainment Authority Turki Al-Sheikh said there was even more. He said let's talk about it. I think Tank Davis said something about some Ferraris. His Excellency sounds over some boxing clothes and I haven't heard anything from there. You can't come in and talk the shit that I talk if you don't have the best fighter in the world. Devin is special. So we are going to move on and keep moving toward the Mount Rushmore of boxing. That means taking over the broadcasting networks, taking over the arenas and delivering the fights. We will let the attractions catch up if they want to catch up, Haney said. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.